What a lovely afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set to rumble here at Empire Fight Camp. My name is Todd Grisham. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
Hi.
The Rock, Rocky Marciano, 201 pounds of pure terror. This man is an absolute machine. Here comes Riddick, Big Daddy Bowe, the 1988 Olympic silver medalist, a two-time heavyweight champion, and one of the best inside fighting heavyweights there's ever been.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner.
Usually you don't need a weather report for a boxing match, but we certainly do today as we fight under the sun.
You've got the fresh air, you've got the breeze, but you've got the fans baying for your blood, wanting to see you win or lose.
So they stare into each other's eyes one final time, touch gloves, and get prepared for battle. They ring the bell, and here we go. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? That punch is beginning to take its toll. Usually you don't have to worry about getting a sunburn when you're fighting, Johnny, but that's certainly the case today with the sun blazing.
Todd, this is something you could never, ever get used to. How many gyms are built outside? How many times do you train, spar, and everything outside? Now you're having a fight outside. This is where fighters may gas themselves out. This is where the environment may make so much of a difference. You may not realize it, but watch when the rounds roll on.
This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point. Both men step back for just a moment.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Jab does not score. When you're training to fight a swarmer, Johnny, you know this better than anybody. You've got to be in peak physical condition because they're not going to let you breathe.
You are fighting the swarmer. Be smart, be sharp, concentrate, but you've got to be confident. Do not dance his dance, because that swarmer, once you do that, you're giving a man a chance to have you.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
And there's the bell to start the round. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Big hook doesn't land. Tried to score with that hook, but missed. Looking to land the hook. Nice counter. Don't get caught up on how many times this guy gets hit. He's a slugger, Johnny, and you know he's just waiting for his opportunity to strike back.
Speed generates power. Timing is everything. If you've got speed, you can pop, knock anybody out. You've just got to hit them in the right spot.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Good counter punching. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Not a lot of defense here at all. Nice counter shot. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need a knockout.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there and think, right, you know what? Next round, you're getting it. You're going to get it. Kitchen sink.
We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
He threw a punch and just got countered. He's got a massive reach advantage. Let's see if he uses it.
Very smart, very sharp. This is the fit young man style that he's got to get inside that long reach. Not many fights can do that.
Marciano allowing his opponent to come to him. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Well, we know what the game plan is going to be for this fighter. He's got to stick and move and avoid the big shots from the bigger man.
There's an old saying, a good big one will always beat a good little one.
Nobody home with that hook. The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell.
Every second, every minute of this fight is important. Every second, every minute of this round is important. You cannot afford to...
Marciano with one of the best right hands in boxing history. If he catches you flush, it's good night. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Someone's will cave, but which fighter will it be? You're not going to see as much footwork as the smaller weight classes in the heavyweight division, but we don't care. We want the heavy fists. Back and forth they go, neither fighter willing to back down. Big hooks upstairs.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
You'd like to see more jabs. Well, with welterweights, they sometimes bring you the best of both worlds. Fast hands and power.
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
Catch and shoot. That punch landed. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of pace up, they've got this fight.
Marciano with one of the best right hands in boxing history. If he catches you flush, it's good night. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. A perfect counter shot. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skin them, go for speed.
Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Perfect punch. Missing with the hook. Perfect counter shot. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. That uppercut just missed. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. All three judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's a...
And there's the bell to start the round. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
My motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
There's nothing quite like a big heavyweight fight. Everything can change with one punch.
You've got to ruffle their feathers, Todd. You cannot let them get comfortable, drag them, get them complaining to the referee, because once somebody with excellent foot speed and excellent power gets into the rhythm, the fight is over.
A perfect counter shot. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? Pretty close fight here in this round. They're giving us a high-tempo show.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other, because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Big overhand left. Nice counter. Well, you know, in this division, you got to have speed and you got to have footwork, or you're going to be a cooked goose.
This is why I love the little guys. This is exactly why I love them. Look at them, toe to toe, heart for heart. You know, mano a mano. They're letting the shots go.
This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
You know what? I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, Bowe, ring away. You walk back to the corner like you've just seen the sun.
They ring the bell, and here we go. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are done. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. That one will count. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. How about that time counter shot? Throws the jab, but it doesn't score. Oh, and they got rocked! What a moment this is! Oh, and that changes everything! And down they go!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Showing a lot of heart to beat the count there.
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Needs to put some... Final 10 seconds here, unless something major happens. I think we all know who won that one. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. So it's plan B time after being knocked down in that round.
You're being put down, you've got to think right, survive, and then give it back the next round.
We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff him.
One punch changes everything in this division. It's the heavyweights.
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You could hit them with a sledgehammer. They are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
That counter punch caught him clean. And just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up. Fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought. Good punch.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. The old adage is, no matter how much speed you've got, timing beats speed.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Is down big time on the scores.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Marciano with one of the best right hands in boxing history. If he catches you flush, it's good night. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt, you've got to get out there again. Be smart, be sharp. Don't be a fool, don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. Big swing and a miss with the hook. Well, Johnny, it's still early on, but what do you think about what we're seeing so far?
Look back in the history books, some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there, these guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. But it hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
These punches coming from every angle. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match get turned around?
I seriously hope that...
And there's the bell to start the round. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won it hands down.
You'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. You don't see a lot of welterweights that can bring you one-punch KO power, but these two can.
You've got a couple of big units here, so I'm expecting power. You're going to have excitement. You're going to have drama because when these guys slow down, that's when the punches are going to land.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Perfect punch. Here we go with these two lightning-quick lightweights.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
Swing and a miss with that hook. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. You know that bell was sweet music to his ears.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
We're hoping for an all-action slugfest. After that last round, something has got to change.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious. Well, Johnny, we're in the early stages here. What have you seen so far?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Nice slip to avoid the jab. Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job. Missing with the hook.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
Rocky Marciano, few have been better. One of the greatest of all time.
Some fighters are just gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Gonna need a knockout.
Needs a knockout.
They ring the bell, and here we go. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Nice counter shot. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Well, Johnny, I know it's still early on, but have you been surprised by anything you've seen?
Oh, my goodness, that little Yorkshire Terriers, they're never going to give up.
He missed with that jab. Catch and shoot. Needs to put some combination work together. One punch is good, two punches better. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other, because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Couldn't land that jab. Threw the uppercut, but did not score. Both men step back for just a moment. Perfect counter lands. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. And that's it, a unanimous decision win.
This is the last thing we expected. What a fight, what a style, what a pace to get a unanimous decision. That is mad. I didn't see that coming. I thought this would be tight. This is nowhere near tight.